Created by Xiaomi, powered by Google, that's the pitch for the Mi A1, Xiaomi's first Android One smartphone. It runs vanilla software, has some pretty solid hardware, and an affordable price. This is Bailey Stein with Android Authority, and let's see if this promising smartphone really lives up to the hype. So yes, it is Android One, meaning a couple of things. One, it's running totally stock Android. There's no MIUI here, as Google handles everything in the software, from the design to the features. As you may have guessed, this makes updating the software much easier. Xiaomi has promised an update to Android Oreo before the end of the year, in addition to regular security updates. Xiaomi's updates to their other MIUI devices can be a bit hit or miss, so this is pretty much the Xiaomi phone to have if you care about software updates. Having used MIUI in the past, we were at first disoriented to use stock Android on a Xiaomi phone, but it's something that we quickly got used to. There are still some things that we miss from MIUI, and some we don't, but we are overall very happy with the Mi A1's software experience. Perhaps the largest benefit of stock Android over MIUI is the slightly snappier performance. With the Mi A1, everything runs quite smoothly, apps launch quickly, and it just overall feels faster than what we expect at this price. Hardware-wise, we're looking at Xiaomi's favorite chip, aka the Snapdragon 625, as well as 4GB of RAM. As we expected, the power-efficient 625 chip combined with the stock Android software makes for some very good battery life. Standby times were especially good, so if you're more of a passive user, you should have no trouble getting a couple of days out of a single charge. The battery itself is 3080 mAh and can be charged from 0 to 100% in 2 hours with the included charger. That's pretty good, although not overly impressive. Speaking of things that are good but not overly impressive, let's talk about the cameras. The Mi A1's dual camera setup is one of only a few in this price segment. With it, you get a 12-megapixel normal lens as well as a 12-megapixel telephoto lens. This means that you can get up to 2 times optical zoom without losing any quality. We've seen manufacturers hype up their cameras time and time again, only to be left disappointed when actually trying them out. Thankfully, the camera here mostly left us impressed. Photos taken in good lighting look great, there's plenty of detail, and color reproduction is aesthetically pleasing. Dynamic range, although not the best, isn't too bad either. The bundled portrait mode also does a nice job at correctly isolating the subject from the background. In a few cases, the effect felt a bit excessive, but it's about as good as you're going to get at this price. We were really only disappointed when taking it out at night. Images taken with less than ideal lighting lack detail and can be quite noisy. So overall, this certainly isn't a bad package, it's just one that you should manage your expectations for. As you may have expected, the Mi A1 includes a dual nano SIM card tray. For our American audience, please note that you'll be limited to 3G with the Mi A1, as it is not intended to be used here. You can substitute one of the SIM slots for a micro SD card up to 128GB. This is a great option to have if you don't think that the 64GB of internal storage will be enough for all of your pictures, videos, and music. In case you're wondering, yes, the Mi A1 does still have a 3.5mm headphone jack. When you don't have headphones on hand, the bottom firing speaker can do a nice job at giving you a fairly loud, minimally distorted sound. When you'd rather watch on a television, the Mi A1 has you covered with an integrated IR blaster, which basically makes it a TV remote controller. We always like to see manufacturers include this really cool feature. As for the rest of the design, what can we say? We've certainly seen it before, but it's elegant and premium nonetheless. Combined with a really great build quality, we're really impressed with how Xiaomi was able to pull this off at this price. The rounded edges and sleek side profile make it nice to hold in the hand. The dual cameras do protrude a bit, but it's no big deal. The fingerprint reader is located below and off to the center of the cameras and is functionally on par with others in this segment. Xiaomi has opted for capacitive navigation keys, which are illuminated and positioned right below the display. That display is a 5.5-inch 1080p panel, and it's pretty good overall. The glass is even slightly curved near the top, which is a nice premium touch. Sunlight readability is actually really good too, which is almost never the case at this price. We would have liked to see slightly better contrast and more accurate color reproduction, but those are really our only complaints regarding the display. 15,000 rupees or about $230. That's how much the Xiaomi Mi A1 costs. For that price, you're getting what may just be the perfect budget smartphone. There's a lot to love about the Mi A1, from its premium build to its very good camera. The clean, stock Android experience with promised updates are quite attractive too. Sure, the design could be more original and the camera could be better in low light, but at this price, those are some very small compromises. If you're looking for a well-rounded, future-proof smartphone on a budget, look no further than the Xiaomi Mi A1. And that will be all for this video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell button if you'd like to be notified when we release new videos. Also, be sure to check out the Android Authority website, as we are your source for all things Android.